Hello, this is mustard, ketchup, mayo, 1000 or 1K. Yeah, back for another prediction pick video. Um, I will be predicting today UFC Fight Night France or Paris, I think. Yeah, Paris. UFC Fight Night Paris. Um, First, let me go back and quickly go over this. Um, why? This was easy. Waldo is not champ, sadly, but we will come back from this. What else? This was really nice to watch. I'm really glad this happened. Um, Michelle Pereira needs to retire. Yeah, that's really about it. And DR Nargazai is not good. Anyways, um, so today it's gonna be the predictions for UFC Fight Night. UFC Fight Night Paris. Imavov versus Boralho. Boralho. But yeah, first fight. Sean Bannon versus Sam Hughes. Hughes. Um, I think this one's pretty straightforward. There is that thing where, um, the first fight or the curtain jerker is always has an upset. Like there's a higher chance of there being an upset. And to be honest, I can see it, but then again, I don't know because Shauna Bannon isn't good. I mean, look, she has 3 bouts in the UFC. Pooja Tomar, not good. At least Adeline, I believe she was on short notice. She also is not good, and she went on a split decision with her. Bruna Brazil, she's okay. She's decent. She just tends to be very gun shy. Sam Hughes, on the other hand, only really loses to good competition. Like Jasmine Yaragui, it's pretty good. Pierre Rodriguez, she's alright. I don't really trust her, but she's alright. But yeah, so she only wins whenever she knows she's gonna win, and she's coming out of Fortis MMA. Let me take a quick sip. ASMR for you listening. But yeah, this is just decision. I don't think there's anything Shauna Bannon can really do. Maybe she gets a fluke sub. That's the only thing I can see her doing. Sam Hughes is just better though, so I'll take that. Next fight, Rinat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. Andreas Gustafsson KO round 3. I feel like this one makes the most sense. Rina is not good at all. So, like, Dalby should have won this. Carlos Leal should have won this. I even think Brian Battle should have won this. He's just not good. Andreas Gustafsson is, good. You don't just beat Chaos Williams like as your debut. Like, he made it look pretty easy. On top of that, so I think it's just gonna be another win for him, where he just holds him up against the cage, or not him, but specifically Renat will hold Gustafsson will hold Renat on the what is the word on up against the cage and do what he does best, which is just tire him out. And I believe it's gonna be a late round 3 KO, but it could go to decision, knowing how Andreas fights. I'm just hoping he doesn't get robbed, because Renat, I mean, he doesn't have a good track record right now. That's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah. Next fight, Brad Tavares versus Robert Brisic. Brad Tavares decision. Um, I mean, I don't know what else to say. He lost to Yor Pateria. That's not. Yeah, it's not good. Quick sip. Um, I mean, Brad Tavares isn't good either, but he's a journeyman. I'm expecting the journeyman to, win. So that's. I mean, what else am I? I don't know what to say about this. Brad Tavares is just better, more seasoned compared to Mr. Brysic Brigzek over here. But yeah, um, he's not gonna get taken down, and I 100% believe he's not. I mean, he can get KO'd. Don't get me wrong, but like he's getting KO'd against Bruno Silva, but he's also getting KO'd with Gregory Rodriguez. If you couldn't KO Io Porteria, you're probably roided up in the regionals, and you had to hop off. And because you had to hop off, you lost all your power. Um, so yeah, nothing much else to say here. Yeah, first three fights very, yeah. Um, Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. This one's tricky. Um, it could go either way. It could definitely go either way. Sam Patterson, I want to say, will win by submission round 3. Just because Trey Waters lost by Von Flue choke, and you don't just lose by Von Flue choke. Like, you have to be really bad on the ground to get caught in that. And because of that, I believe Sam Peterson will be able to get him on the ground and submit him. But the only thing with that is that I'm worried that Sam Peterson won't be able to get close enough, knowing that he's fighting someone his height, which he hasn't had to deal with at all, at least in the UFC. Like, yeah, these are all short guys. Maybe Kiefer Crosby is like a little tall, but even then, I don't think so. So yeah, I just believe it's gonna be round 2 submission, maybe round 3. That's what I got at least. Trey Waters is good though. Don't get me wrong. I think this is should be pick'ems in my opinion. I just don't trust Trey Waters' like activity. He just doesn't show up a lot, and like with someone of his talent, I feel like he should be a little bit more active. But then again, you look at his 2 wins so far in the UFC, and there's John Quinlan, who's not even in the UFC anymore. Josh Quinlan was something, man. He was something. But yeah, you have him, and then you have Billy Ray Goff. And to be fair, Billy Ray Goff is like a fan favorite, but I hate to break it, but he's not good. Sadly, it sucks to say, but he's just not good. Sadly, I kind of wish he was good, but that's just the name of the game. Billy Goff is just not good. So yeah, Sam Pedersen. I want to take round 3 submission, maybe decision. Round three decision. Actually, nah. Let's stick with round 2. Yeah, round 2 submission, maybe round 3, early round 3. But yeah, that's what I got for that fight. And then next fight is Cal Fernandez versus Harry Hardwick. I'm gonna take. Oh, I just realized I didn't have this one. I thought I already did. I'm taking Cal Fernandez by decision. My reasoning is Cal is good, and to be honest, I could definitely see him knocking out Hardwick just because this is a short notice. Hardwick is going up a weight class. He's a cage warrior guy. Excuse me. But Cal is really good. He's really good. To be honest, that first fight, or the initial fight, which was Fares Ziam versus Cal Fernandez, would have been really good. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen because I kind of like both guys, and I want to see them go further in the division. Um, so at least Cal gets to wait a little bit longer until that matchup. But I think Cal will win this one, pretty decisively by decision. I'm just playing it safe, but could definitely be a KO. Just because he hasn't, like, or I guess Hardwick is coming in on short notice. I believe this was announced Monday, so less than a month. So yeah, I'm taking Cal Fernandez by decision. Here we go. Next fight is Martin Tybura versus Ante Delija. Delija. Um, I'm taking Martin Tybura. This is straightforward. He's good. Martin Tybura is good. No one can tell me otherwise. he beat Mick Parkin, who I thought was gonna go pretty far, but someone had to beat him. Janatsu Denise, who I also thought was gonna go pretty far, and then lost to Sergey Spivak. Why? Beat Tai Tuivasa. Welcome to the club, and then lost to Tom Aspinall. Like he's not bad. That's pretty good, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm taking Tybura decision. Plus, I mean, yeah, Delisha has fought in the PFL, but what is that supposed to tell me? And this kind of gives me like one of those ideas where the same ideas like the Curtis Blade and Renan. I forgot his name. It might be this guy. Renan for no, it's not Renan. No, Ferreira. It's like it's the Russian dude. Oh, what's his name? It's like Kuniev, Renaz Kuniev. Yeah, that guy. I forgot his name. I know. I'm pretty sure it's Kuniev, but that's the same. That's like the same, like vibe I'm getting from this. Where Dana or Hunter Campbell is just trying to sell the UFC and show like there's a little bit more talent here. No idea what this is pick'ems, but regardless, Martin Tybura decision, maybe even KO. Yeah. Excuse me. Next fight is Omar Sy versus Brinson Ribeiro. Omar Sy decision. He lost to Alonzo Menifield. Why? Just like why? But then again, Brinson Ribeiro isn't good either. It's kind of crazy to think that he already has, I believe, 4 losses since he's been signed. I believe 3 losses. Oh no, these are his. Yeah, 3 losses. Yeah, 3 losses. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, at least he has wins. You know, I'm kind of glad he has wins. I do feel bad for him. I feel like he's just like a punching bag. But this is just gonna be an Umar side decision. Just gonna hold him down. Nothing else really. I will say Brinson Ribeiro, since he does have some submission skill, he could definitely catch Umar Sy trying to like on the defense. But I don't trust him because he's just not good, sadly. But Umar Sy, a little bit better. I'm taking Umar Sy by decision, just because. Okay, I'll say it like this: Poop versus Dookie. I'm taking a little bit better poop versus worse poop. Because Umar Sy, yeah, he's bad, as you can see. As you can see. But he, at least Ribeiro is known to be worse. I'll just put it that way. He could even get KO'd, to be honest. I see some people have that, but, yeah. Ribeiro. Oh, Jesus. This card is very weird, I will say. It's very weird, because a lot of these fights, it's always... I always try to find the dog on this one, or on every card. And for this one, it's kind of weird, because there's so many people who are debuting. For some reason, I don't know why the matchmaking was done like this. There's no reason there should be like 6 or 4 or 5 people like debuting. Wait, actually, let me count. No. Harry Hardwick, Delisha, Uchala, Keita, Sola. That's what? That's four, five, five. Yeah, there's 5 debuts. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't see why. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, as I was saying, this is another one. William Gomez versus Robert Ruchala. This one's weird. This one's weird. I want to say my heart says Gomez just because of how weird he is when he fights. But like I don't know. This one's weird because I, I, I want to pick one of the debuts because one of the debuts has to win. There's no way, like, no, like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I have Keita, but Uchala also seems pretty good from what I've seen. And knowing, and like KSW is, you know, good competition. This is not something just to scoff at, but like Gomez is just so weird. Like when he fights, he's like a point fighter, but like not in a good way. Excuse me. Um, like Francis Marshall split decision. Like what are you doing? Jarno Aaron's majority decision. What are you doing? Giannis Gamora, welcome to the club. Joe Anderson Brito, I don't believe William Gomez won this one. And then this one, I believe that I thought Hyder Emil won. So it's weird. It's just weird. Well, Gomez is a weird fighter. I don't trust him. But then again, I can see Ruchala catching him like pretty like stiffly. I don't know. Like he has okay. To be fair, I will say Gomez hasn't been KO'd. His only losses are like by decision and submission. And then you look at Ruchala's losses. His loss is by KO, which is a round 4 KO. Which is good. Like, oh, well, not good for him. You know, it's good. Like, you know that you're gonna catch him. But then again, Ruchala is like not bad. He's good. Like, he didn't just show up one day and like just got the call. Like he got the call because he's good. Like he was a champ at KSW, featherweight champ at KSW. This one's weird, man. Knowing that he's in a grappling gym too, I can see him taking down Gomez. But Jesus Christ, man, this is so weird. Like he has submission wins too. Like no, like they're not. It's not like he's just one dimensional and just has KOs. He has a very well-rounded resume where it's let's see, it's 3 KO wins, 3 subs, 4 decisions, 5 decisions. I don't know. This one's weird. This one's really weird. I don't I don't know. I don't know. This one's weird. I'm taking Ruchala by KO round 3. I don't know. Gomez, I would take. I see, and I would take him because it's his home court. But Jesus, man, he is so weird when it comes to fights. You know, and this is really random, but you have Ruchala, then you have, wow, what's his face? Scamrot, or yeah, Scamrot, Gamrot. They come from the same promotion. Do with that what you will. Next fight, Patricio Pitbull versus Lucena Keita. Taking Lucena Keita by decision. Just because Pitbull is not a chinny dude. Like, yes, he has a KO loss, but he's not chinny. It's kind of like Dan Ige, where he's just a blockhead. Like he only has 2 KO losses. One of them was by a leg injury, so you can't really. It's not. I wouldn't really consider that like yes, it's a KO. But I wouldn't really consider it myself a KO, in my opinion. Yeah. But I'm still taking Keita. I think Keita's good, especially knowing that he was a champ at, where was it? He was a champ at Octagon. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Octagon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Octagon MMA. Yeah, Octagon. Um, but I don't trust him being a favorite. I will say that I do not trust him being a favorite, cause he doesn't have the experience at the UFC level, and he's going down a weight class. He was fighting at 155. Now he's going up, or going down. Sorry. It's weird. It is very weird. But I'm gonna have to take him by decision, just because I feel like he is able to control. Excuse me. Control Pitbull long enough to ride out a decision. Um, Plus, I just think Pitbull's kind of old. I think it's time to. And the UFC signed him way too late. I feel like they should have signed him a long time ago. It's kind of sad to see the talent go as he gets older. But I'm glad they got him. But at the same time, he's just too old. He beat Dan Ige pretty easily, but it's Dan Ige. Yeah, you beat him. That's Aid. That makes sense. But yeah, I think Keita just wins this. Yeah, I'm just worried, but I will take him by decision. He could definitely KO. No, no, no. If he KOs him, it's like by body shot or something. It's definitely not by like on like a headshot. But yeah, that's what I have for that fight. Next fight, Axel Sola versus Reese McKee. Okay, I mentioned that. I mentioned I was only gonna pick. I didn't want to pick too many debuts, but Axel Sola looks good coming out of Aries, hometown. I mean, not hometown, but like country bound. What is the word? Country advantage, I guess. Compared to Reese McKee, Reese McKee isn't good. Like his loss to Andalusa, Chidi Nishkwani, Daniel Frunza, like the Chidi Nishkwani split decision was pretty good, not terrible, but as long as Sola is able to control him for the first over the first round, I think going forward he could end up winning. But I'm not. This is such a weird card, man. I'm not putting all my marbles on Sola, but I do see him winning by decision. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Like Reese McKee, I will say he's not chinny per se. Like he's gotten knocked out once or twice. Sorry, once by Kamzat. Like I mean, what do you expect? Um, the other one, all the way in 2017. So he's not chinny, but I don't know. I think Sola can get him down and hold him down, tire him out, finish out the round, or finish out the fight by decision. That's what I see is happening. So yeah, I like Axel Sola, Reese McKee. Next fight, Balaji Oki versus Mason Jones. Mason Jones decision. Balaji Oki, I think is not as bad as people make him out to be. Yeah, people overrated him at the beginning, but then again, his only loss is to Chris Duncan. Chris Duncan isn't bad. People overhate Chris Duncan for some reason. Chris Duncan is not bad. I think he's pretty good. I think he can make it at least ranked, in my opinion. Like, I'd see that. I definitely see that. Hold on, quick drink. Yeah, I can definitely see Blagioki getting signed. I mean, not signed. I can definitely see Chris Duncan getting ranked, which says a lot about Balaji Like, he's not bad, but Mason Jones is a lot better, a lot better, in my opinion. And it's his second run. He wants to make a point, and like, to be fair, the two losses he had was to in the UFC was to Mike Davis. Mike Davis is just inactive, really. No contest to Alan Patrick and David Onanma win, which aged pretty well, and then a loss to Ludovic Klein. Like these are not bad losses. And to be fair, that just tells me that I can see him doing well in his second run, especially since he went 12-0 in Cage Warriors. So, Bellagio, I mean, fuck. Mason Jones decision. Wales represent. Next fight, Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. I'm taking Bukauskas, um, but I will say I'm a little worried because Paul Craig is due, and to be fair, he should have won this Bellator fight, but because he didn't, he is due. He's definitely due, and that's worrisome. So, because of that, I'm taking Bukowski's round 1 KO, but I would not be surprised. I repeat, I would not be surprised if Paul Craig catches him like in a submission. Crazy to say. Crazy to say. Because well, to be fair, one of his submission losses was all the way back in 2016 to a heel hook, but Paul Craig is that guy when it comes to submissions. But I will say he's going back up to light heavyweight, and I will trust, like, his chin is not good, but I will trust his chin a little bit more compared to a lightweight or middleweight. So yeah, Mikhail's KO run 1. Just I don't I don't like this card, man. This card is weird. I don't. It's making me uncomfy. But yeah, that's what I have for that one. Next fight is Mauricio or Benoit Saint Denis versus Murray Rufi. I'm gonna change this to decision, and my reason for this is just because Benoit just tends to be a little. He's not chinny per se, but he is a blockhead. Like this KO right hook, kind of a fluke, just because he literally had not strep. What is it? Staph infection. He had a staph infection. He was taking antibiotics during this fight. It sounds like cope, but I swear I'm not. I'm not coping. And then this was just doctor stoppage. Like, but I will say he doesn't look good at all. Since ever really, like his last good win was they just Matt Frivola. Crazy to say, but yeah, that was his last good win. Um, you know, like I mean, what am I supposed to say? Like they're not bad losses. Well, to be fair, the Moicano one does look pretty bad, but the Kyle Propolok fight, that dude was short notice, and it took him till round 2 to finish him. Like, I mean, that's kind of worrisome if it takes you all the way to round 2 as someone who's ranked or right outside the rankings to submit someone in round 2. Concerning. Rufi, however, is good. Striking is amazing. But like I said, I don't think he can KO BSD because of how much of a blockhead he is, and how tough he is. Don't get me wrong though, I can see a round 3 KO. That's only if he gets him tired enough and worn down enough from the first 2 rounds. So that's what I'll have for this. So Rufi decision, in my opinion. Next fight, Nasruddin Imavov versus Kyle Rallo. Main event, Imavov decision. I'm only taking Imavov because I've faded him almost all these fights. I faded him against Jared Cannonier, faded him against Brendan Allen, faded him against Izzy. And I just think Imavov, I don't want to admit it, but he is he is like him. Sadly, I hate to admit it, but he is him. And Kyle, I know people say, "Oh, the fighting nerd's plot armor." He is not as good as people make him out to be. I think he's one of the worst fighting nerds from the 4. which, you know, doesn't say much. Like, just because you're the worst one out of the four doesn't mean you're terrible. It just means you're not the same skill set as the other three. Because the other three are amazing, and so is Kyle. But Imavov is just better. Um, I will say though, Imavov looked terrible against Brendan Allen, um, and he looked good against Izzy, and he looked good against Jared. Well, actually, yeah, yeah, he looked good against Jared. And then I don't know what the Doliza fight was. Yeah, I don't know why Braulio is favorite in this one. This one, I feel like Imavov would have been the favorite on this one. Um, but yeah, that's what I have. This is such a bad breakdown. I don't. What a weird card. There's so many unknowns. But you know what? Let me show you my locks or my scale. I'll say Imavov. I'm pretty medium confidence. Roofy, high confidence. I would even go. No, I would say lock. Medeskius, Mikauskis, medium. Mason Jones, I would say medium. Axel Sola, low. Keita, low. Ruchala, low. Umar Sai, like medium. Martin Tybura, lock. Sorry. Roofy, lock. Yeah. Kyle Fernandez, lock. Sam Pedersen, low. Brad Tavares, low. Andreas Gustafsson, high. Sam Hughes, like medium. Nah, medium to high. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Let me see how many dogs that I have. Chala's one. I know. Tybura's pick'ems, but I won't count him actually. Yeah, and just Imavov. Those are the only two I have, really. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.